In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a theory on the new DLC Aquatica that just came out for Survival Evolved. Ark Survival Evolved. The game that got sunsetted like 2 or 3 years ago because they brought out an exact replica of the game, Ark Survival Ascended. Now I'm going to give my theory on it and my 2 cents on this whole DLC. So this DLC, let's have a look. So Ark Aquatica, this is on Steam. You can buy this beautiful DLC minus 40% for the next 2 weeks while it's released, while it settles in your stomach, you know. So the reviews for this particular product is overwhelmingly negative. 950 users have reviewed this and only 12% are positive. Okay, morally corrupt, game breaking, where is the report button for scamming, hours played, enough, time wasted, all of it. Solely to write this review I bought this DLC. DLC released way too early. The map is cool concept, but at the same time I don't recommend buying this DLC. Also a lot of bugs that need fixing. Let's have a look. This should be illegal. This DLC is used to disable mods and ruin ASE servers in an attempt to get people to move to ASA. Don't do it. Don't buy anything Snail Games or Studio Wildcard publishers ever again. They are crooks. Like, that's my theory, my take on it as well. As I write this, Aquatica DLC has a 14% positive rating and it's declining. So don't buy it, blah blah blah. So these are all the reviews for it. Now I want you to imagine this, right? If you are this big game developer company, your Studio Wildcard or Snail Games, all these companies together making Ark. You've made this beautiful first game called Ark Survival Evolved. It's legendary. There's nothing else quite like it. You can play Rust, you can play Scum, you can play all these other different games, but they don't have the dino aspect. They don't have the beauty, the roughness, the insane survivability that this game has, and the playability, and it's the people who play this game and which makes it amazing. So you make this amazing game, Survival Evolved, and you're like, we gotta make some money, we gotta make some extra money. You create a second game which is an exact replica of the first game, but you promise your whole audience that this new game is the same game, but it's gonna be better. We're gonna remove the bugs, we're gonna remove the cheaters, we're gonna make Ark Survival Ascended the best version of what Survival Evolved should have been. And there's going to be no money grabs. We're going to give it to you guys who played Evolved for free to begin with. You know, we're going to tweet that. We're going to put it on X. If you remember, they tweeted that we're going to give Survival Ascended for free to Survival Evolved members. But then they backtracked on that and they sold it as a game, which, I mean, I expected because they're making this new. It's not new, but they're making, you know, a remake of the first game. So why would they give it for free? You know, I kind of understand that. I get it, but you can't tell everyone you're going to give it for free and then not give it for free. Like, that's completely wrong. And then they brought out DLCs for Ascended and stuff. And over the time, as they're bringing out new maps and Ascended, they're being overshadowed by the previous game, which is meant to be not as good, Survival Evolved. And all the meanwhile, the player count is extremely high in Ark Survival Evolved for unofficial servers. So you got Ark Survival Ascended, and they're making their way up. They're trying to make loads of money. They're bringing out weird and bad DLCs and good DLCs, and they're just, you know, they're trying to rake in the money. And they're there in the conference room, and they're like, okay, guys, we got a problem. We're getting overshadowed by Evolved. How can we make more money? Because our DLCs and our analysis are meant to, you know, if we get those players from Evolved to go over to Ascended, we could make double or triple the money on the DLCs. How do we do it? We keep getting laughed at by people because Evolved is still better and this is meant to be the game we're playing on. Okay, so the story is that Snail Games are the bad guys, right? And we, as Studio Wildcard, are the good guys, right? Right, Snail Games? Yeah, right. So let's keep that, and how about this? Snail Games, you create a DLC for Evolved, and we're not going to like it. We're going to pretend like, oh yeah, they're making a DLC. We've got nothing to do. We're going to pretend we've got nothing to do with it, okay, Snail Games? And you're going to be the bad guy, because that gives us an alibi to be the good guys, and for everyone to come over to Ascended and be the good guys, you know? Because stuff I've been reading up on Twitter and that Studio Wildcard haven't actually like endorsed this or try to make it like they haven't tried promoting Ark Aquatica, and they're trying to like kind of keep it hush hush to make them sound like the good guys. So now they're at the table this, and they're like, okay, you make the DLC, and this DLC is not just going to be any DLC. This DLC will break all the mods and wipe all the game servers and everything on Evolved. That will make them get a bad taste in their mouth for Snail Games, which is fine because they already got a bad taste for Snail Games. Then they'll come over to Ascended and we'll cut you in a little bit more, Snail Games, for your trouble. You know, we'll cut you in like maybe 20% or something. Now this is all a theory, by the way. This is just my 2 cents. This is not actually, there's nothing of this is factual, but it seems very much like they had a dinner together, Snail Games and Wildcard, and they were like, this is a good idea. Let's do that. Let's kill off Evolved. Let's get them all over to Ascended and pretend to be the good guys. Let's do it. Okay, and plus you might make a little bit of money from the DLC. Good job, Snail Games. Let's do it. And that's where all these come in. So that's literally how I think this company runs. They literally, look, that's recommended. What's funny seeing how, yeah, this company is when it comes to their job. Flying eels, anti-mesh deaths once every 4 to 5 minutes. Love Island that drowns you for being on it. Rafts floating up into the sky to be destroyed. 5 accidental mesh points leading out of the map. That anti-mesh doesn't affect, ironically. Texture animations breaking on numerous things. Pufferfish, tridents, air bubbles, things you can use underwater. And finally, some points of the map turning the game into a slideshow. Would recommend a refund. Oh, that is a very good from Flashy. So as you can see, that's my 2 cents on this whole debacle. Would I recommend buying this? I can't really recommend it because I haven't even played it. Just from the ethics standpoint and the fact that these guys are hilarious. And I've been playing this for the past 10 years. I've been playing since Evolved. Now I moved over to Acer, Ascended. I've been playing since about 2015. And this stuff, you know, it doesn't faze me anymore because it's wildcards. Like, you expect an update, and what they'll do is they'll delay the update. Delay, right? You notice that they're going to release a DLC on, say, they say, I'm going to release a DLC on Monday, right? Or Wednesday. They never release it on a Monday or a Wednesday. They then delay it to Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because those are the highest days where people are going to buy the DLCs, and they use this tactic all the time with every single new DLC they bring out. I haven't watched this DLC that closely, but I know in the Ark Ascended ones, they do that all the time. So just remember, guys, that Wildcard and Snail Games, they're in it together. They both love each other. They're best friends. They know exactly what's going on. They're not silly. They planned this. It's all planned. They're just trying to make money, and they will succeed. Why will they succeed? Because there is no other game like Ark. If there is, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to play it, and I'd love to make new content on a better game than Ark Survival Ascended or Evolved. But currently, there is nothing better than Ark Survival Ascended or Evolved. You know, no other game is quite like it. No other game you can tame dinos, make friends and enemies at the same time, and then have them backstab you, and then you become friends with your enemies and do it all over again. There's no other game like it. So alright guys, let me know what your ideas are down below. Let me know if you think I'm completely wrong. If I'm completely right, there's my 2 cents, and like and subscribe. Enjoy.